rubric. Have you ever been unsure how to understand what you see on your subject rubric or the results of an assessment that your teacher has published? This video will help you to understand how they work and how to read them. When you log into Schoolsoft, you see a menu on the left side of the start page with lots of helpful links. Here, you see a list of subjects. If you click on one, it will take you to the information page for that subject. Let's take a look at English. When you click on the subject code in the menu, it opens up the page for that subject. You will find lots of information on this page, including how to contact your teacher, results of completed work, as well as upcoming work to be done. Let's take a look at some results that have been published for assessments that have been done and see if we can understand what they mean. You can either click on the results link at the top of the page or in the results window below. Either will take you to the same page. If you click here on the first results in the window, it opens to show some more information. Here you can see that we have achieved the goals, which means we passed the assessment. Below, we will have some feedback from the teacher on how we did and what they may want to work on. If we click on the Estimated Knowledge Requirements button below, we can see some more information. Here we can see that we have been assessed on 2 abilities. On the first one, oral and written production, we have shown C-level ability on this assessment. On the second one, making improvements, we have shown E-level ability on this assessment. So what is the grade for this assessment? Good question. The answer is there is no grade on assessments. Grades come at the end of the term for the subject as a whole, in December and June. Each ability is different. Each one has a different value in the assessment and in your final grade, so you cannot look at the results of an assessment and see it as a D or a C. We need to look at the abilities separately and see how we can work with making them better, one at a time. Let's take a look at another example. If we close this window, we can take a look at the essay assignment. Again, we have achieved the goals. We have feedback from the teacher on what we did and how we can improve, and we have results on knowledge requirements. Let's look at those. Here we have 2 abilities on C level and 2 abilities on E level. Again, there is no grade to be interpreted here. Each knowledge requirement is different and worth a different amount in your final results. To know what it means to get a C or an E level on an ability, you can check what your teacher has written in the unit plan. In the unit plan, you have information on what you need to do or show on each requirement at E, C, and A levels. Let's close this window and take a look at the subject rubric. We can get to the subject rubric through the link at the top of the page or on the main menu at the bottom left of your Schoolsoft page. Your subject rubric is like a picture of your achievements at one moment in time. Your subject rubric is updated many times over the school year, so how it looks today might be different than how it will look after the next assignment. We can use the information in here to help us see where we are putting in a good amount of effort and where we need to put in some more effort and attention. If we take a quick scroll through the subject rubric, we can see lots of pieces of information. These can be hard to understand, so we will take a look at a few parts today. Looking through, we can see some things are green, one is yellow, one is red. The boxes with lots of words in them are knowledge requirements. Underneath some of the knowledge requirements, there are smaller green rectangles with names of assessments in them. Let's start with the colors. Green means that you have shown an ability at a passing level, and the column that it is in tells us which level. Looking at the top knowledge requirement, it is green in the E and C columns, which means that the student is currently showing C level on this knowledge requirement. Underneath, the second knowledge requirement is yellow. You should only ever see yellow in the E column in your subject rubric, and yellow means that there is an assessment of a knowledge requirement, but the student was not present when the assessment happened. Under the big yellow box with lots of words is another little yellow rectangle. This tells us what the assessment was. In this case, it was an exit ticket that was done in the lesson on irregular past tense verbs. This particular student was not in the lesson when this happened, and so no assessment of this ability was made at that time for them. The student should contact their teacher to see if and when they can complete this activity and show them this ability. If we go further down in the subject rubric, we can see that the last knowledge requirement is red. Red means that an assessment or knowledge requirement was assessed but not passed. Underneath the knowledge requirement is the discussion assessment that was done in the lesson. If we click on the assessment, it opens up the window where we can see the results and the feedback from the teacher. Sometimes the comments will be made beside the ability in the subject rubric as well. When a knowledge requirement is read, another chance to show that will be given in the future, usually on a different assessment or in another unit. Communication between students and teachers is important. So always read the comments or feedback and make sure you are talking with each other to make plans on how to work in the future. Red is a color that often means warning, and the same applies in your subject rubric. It is a warning that if something is not fixed, it could lead to getting an F grade in the subject, and we don't want that. So it's important to make plans to get those red items assessed again so they can start to turn green and be passed. Hopefully you now have a bit better understanding of how results, grades and rubrics work. There was quite a lot of information in this video, so you may want to watch it again and see if you have missed anything. In the description below, you can find a link to the video from Skolverket explaining how students grade work. That can also be helpful to know. Keep putting in a good effort, having good communication with your teachers and actively participating in your lessons. Every day we grow a little bit stronger. Having a positive attitude and a good effort are how we can start to achieve our goals together. Thanks for watching.